Hello, and welcome to this quiet corner of the world. Before we begin today, I want you to look at Joe. Joe is a lot like you. Joe is kind, hardworking, and often very, very tired. On this channel, we document Joe's journey because his journey is, in many ways, our own. If you are looking for a place to breathe and a moment to reconnect with what is real, I am glad you are here.
Tell me, have you ever felt like Joe? Have you ever felt like you were being pulled by 1,000 invisible strings? Every string is an expectation, a should. You should be more successful. You should be more social. You should be happy all the time. Joe tries his best to keep all the strings tight. He doesn't want to let anyone down. But I have to ask you, while Joe is busy being what everyone else expects, who is taking care of the person inside?
Joe spent years living in a place called the Land of Should. It is a very crowded place, but it is a silent one. In this land of should, people don't do what they love. They do what they think they ought to do. Joe looked at his life and saw a museum of other people's dreams. He had the right job, he wore the right clothes, but he felt like a ghost haunting his own house. Did you ever feel like you were performing a role rather than living a life? One day, everything changed for Joe. He was sitting at his desk, surrounded by the noise of progress. A single green leaf blew in through a window. It was vibrant. It was messy. It was alive. Joe looked at the leaf, and then he looked at his blueprints. He realized he had spent his whole life building a cage for himself, simply because he was told that cages were safe. He was tired of being the perfect Joe. He just wanted to be Joe. Today, we are going to follow Joe as he learns to put the burden down. We are going to find those heavy strings, and we are going to cut them. I promise you, the world doesn't fall apart when you stop being who they expect. In fact, it finally begins to make sense. The first string Joe had to cut was the hardest. It was the string of yes. Joe used to say yes to every invite, every favor, every extra hour at work. He thought no was a wall. But he realized that no is actually a door. It is the door to his own time. Every time Joe said no to a should, he was saying yes to himself. Have you ever noticed how much energy it takes to say yes when your soul wants to say no? Joe was terrified of disappointing people. He imagined their frowns. He imagined their whispers. But as he started to live for himself, something strange happened. The people who truly loved him didn't leave, and the people who only loved his performance slowly faded away. Joe realized that he had been a prisoner to people who didn't even hold the keys to his happiness. Have you ever stayed in a cage just because you were worried the guards would be sad if you left? In the land of should, every minute must be productive. Joe used to feel guilty for just being. But now he is learning the art of the small joy, a slow cup of tea, the way the light hits the floor in the afternoon, the sound of the wind. These aren't wasteful moments. They are the moments that make a life. When was the last time you did something for no reason at all, other than it made you feel alive?
I won't lie to you. Joe's path can be lonely at first. When you stop following the crowd, you realize how quiet it is. But there is a difference between being lonely and being alone. Joe is alone, but he is finally in good company. He is with himself, and in that silence, he can finally hear his own heart beating again.
Life is not a race, though everyone seems to be running. Joe has stopped looking at the clocks of others. He has found his own rhythm. Some things take time to grow. A soul cannot be rushed. A life cannot be optimized. Joe is walking slower now, and for the first time, he is actually getting somewhere.
Every morning, Joe wakes up and remembers that his story is not yet finished. He doesn't have to follow the chapters written by his parents, or his boss, or his past. He has the pen, and he is choosing to write a story that makes him feel alive. Do you have the courage to turn the page? Your life is not a debt you owe to the world. It is a gift you were given to explore. Like Joe, you might feel the weight of 1,000 strings today. But remember, you are the one with the scissors. If you want to join Joe on this journey toward a simpler, more honest life, we would love to have you. Subscribe to the channel, and let's walk this path together.